All right, we are live on Facebook, and we have quite a few people tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in um, to this event that we're hosting right now on Facebook. For all of you, our guest today is Kelly from St. Vincent de Paul here in Flagstaff. And Kelly, thank you for joining us. And Kelly and I just talked briefly about the different programs and services that St. Vincent de Paul offers for folks here in our community, and it's pretty tremendous. You all cover a lot of different areas of focus for people in need, and I look forward to our conversation with the public about those focuses today. And of course, folks who are watching, please do chime in with your questions. We will take those towards the middle of this discussion. And Kelly, why don't you start off by introducing yourself and talking a little bit about your work?
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, my name is Kelly Mortensen. I'm currently the president of St. Vincent de Paul here in Flagstaff. I have been for about the last 5.5 years, and just here today to talk to you about the services that St. Vincent de Paul provides. We operate a thrift store over in Sunnyside at 2113 Northeast Street. It's currently closed due to the virus, but a lot of our services are still available. But that store is where people can come and shop for gently used items, clothing, household goods, and furniture. This is what is one of the things that drives our programs is the revenues that we generate from the thrift store. We take donations, but they're not currently taking them right now because the store is closed. But when we're back open, you can call for pickups. We have 2 box trucks that we send out twice a week to pick up donations. Within the store itself, the store is normally open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4:30. But it's also it houses our food pantry and our offices where we operate our helpline, where people can call in to get assistance there. Um, I will talk about each of those programs there. Got a little feedback there. You good?
Oh, I'm good. I
Okay.
think we're okay.
Okay. So the food pantry is in the building there, and basically it's set up where we encourage people to come in and shop to pick the items that they want. Uh, the amount of food you get is dependent on the size of your family. It's mostly non-perishables. We do provide frozen protein, hamburger, or other items. And then unique to us is that we're the only program in town that is offering toiletries, laundry soap, dish soap, and diapers. And you can shop in there once a month. You call our helpline, and I'll give that information here in a little bit. Also, if you're not able to come and shop for it, we do home deliveries. And so you can just give us a call and let us know what you need, and we will bring those groceries to you.
So talk to me more about the home delivery, because right now with food and COVID, it's very difficult for folks to figure out
Yeah,
how to navigate the system. Walk
yeah.
walk me through the process for someone trying to get a home delivery of food.
Okay. Basically, we've scaled back what we do. We normally come in the home, things like that, but we are not going inside the houses anymore. But you call our helpline at 774-6511, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10:30 a.m. And you say, I'd like to get food. And we allow it once every 30 days. So they just verify that you haven't had it in the last 30 days. And then based on the size of your family, you'll get 1 or 2 bags of groceries. And if you say, I can't come in and get it, then our helpline volunteers will actually do the home deliveries once they get off the phones at 10:30. And you just have to be home to receive that. So right now, because of the COVID virus, they are just coming, verifying that somebody's home, not coming in the home, and they'll just place the groceries on your porch, and you can take it from there. And that way there's no contact. But we're glad to do that. Um, Typically, we're talking about in the greater Flagstaff area here as far as food deliveries, um, but it's just something that it's a resource that you're welcome to use, and we encourage you to use it if you're either don't have the finances to fully fund your grocery bill, uh, or you don't want to go out shopping. We can actually bring it to you. So give that a try.
That's huge. Thank you for that,
Yeah.
sir. That's incredible. And I don't know if half the community fully understands that that's available to them. So hopefully this video will help educate the public and help get the word out about that service.
Yep.
Keep going with your services. I think there's some really
Okay.
good ones that we need
Yeah.
to touch on.
The other one that is through our helpline is for financial assistance. Um, we have funding that comes from our store as well as from donations that allows us to help people with rent assistance, utility assistance, auto repairs, and just a sundry of assorted things. If people need IDs, we've helped people with funerals, haircuts, just prescriptions. So there's things like that if people need some assistance. Our guidelines are that we would help you once every 12 months. If there's a critical need, that can be evaluated for more frequent use. And again, you call the helpline at 774-6511 Monday through Friday, 9 to 10:30. Under normal conditions, we would come out and do a home visit during this time when we're doing financial assistance, because we're wanting to see the documentation. If it be rent assistance, we want to see the lease. If it's a utility, we'd want to see the bill. So right now we're doing this over the phone. People are taking pictures of their lease or their bill and emailing it to us, so we don't have to come into contact with each other, so that we can try to help you even during this situation here. Again, it's once every 12 months, and we have guidelines on how much we help people with, and we just really have the conversation. There's not an absolute rule. It's kind of dependent on the situation, the critical nature. I mean, if it's imminent eviction, things like that, we are a little more aggressive in terms of how much we want to help people to keep them in their homes. Also, if it's, I lost my train of thought on that one there, but it's just, we want to help you if we can. And then for auto repairs, we ask that you get a written estimate first, so that we have something to work with, and we can, talk to the auto repair places and confirm that everything looks good there. So it's a great service. So if you have a need for some financial assistance, give us a call.
That's huge. Kelly, I think that's really incredible that you all offer that service, especially I think because, the county offers rental and utility assistance programs, and they have different financial support programs as well. And they also are once a year in terms of how they allocate those funds. So folks could technically potentially, receive the county service for a month of financial rent assistance, and then come to you for another, I'm sorry, I just am realizing my video has gone. Just figure out, I think,
I'll talk while you're fixing that there.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, we actually partner with the county and or Salvation Army, other resources, and sometimes it's just a really large amount, and we will say, well, okay, we can kick in, several $100s, and they can do that. So we partnered, especially on those that are the higher cost ones there. So certainly feel free to use all the resources available in town.
Yeah, and what I was saying is, with the county, like they offer these great services, but a lot of times there's like a good amount of requirements that you have to meet. To fill out all this paperwork, you have to validate you have to have all these different like documentations. And what we've talked about, Kelly, is that what you all are offering is very minimal in terms of what someone needs to show. If someone doesn't have a social security card, for example,
no,
they can apply for services. Yeah. If they don't have a driver's license, they can apply for services, obviously around topics that aren't requiring a driver's license to have in the first place, right? But
yeah, we don't need to see bank records. We don't need to see social security numbers. We just ask where you live. We ask, if you're employed, what's your income, what's your rent? And then we have the conversation about what your need is. And that's kind of how we work. It's very little that we ask.
So Kelly, repeat that number one more time for us.
928-774-6511, Monday through Friday, 9 to 10:30 a.m.
And then they should call that number if they need financial support, or.
Yeah, it's for any services that are within for Flagstaff residents. And I have one more service I was going to talk about, the clothing vouchers, if you want me to do that.
Please do.
Okay, so because we have a thrift store, we have available to a lot of gently used clothing, and we make clothing vouchers available to all the residents of Flagstaff once every 6 months for their entire family. And it's so many dollars per adult and per child. And you just call the same helpline. If it's been at least 6 months, you can request that, and then we fill out the voucher, leave it at the cash register at the front of the store, and then you come in to claim that. Currently, we're not giving those out because of where the store is closed. So once the store is back open again, feel free to give us a call if you're needing a clothing voucher. The other voucher that we provide is a home furnishings voucher. If let's say you're just moving into a new place and you don't have bedding, linens, dishes, things like that, we come out and do a home visit. We just verify that your home is empty, and then we fill out a voucher, then you come in and work with the store manager to try and, get the items that you need for your house.
That's great. Folks who are watching, please, if you have any questions, feel free to comment them in the comment section. We are taking any questions you might have. But Kelly, that's more or less the services that you all provide, correct?
I had one more that's not related to our helpline, and that is for people that are not Flagstaff residents. It's our transient aid center, and it is also closed right now. But basically, people that are traveling through and either vehicle breaks down, their ride leaves them behind, you name it, and somebody gets stranded in Flagstaff, that we're here to try and help people get back to their destination. And so what we're trying to do is see if we can get them, bus fare, gas for their car, auto repair if a car breaks down. And this is operated out of the Catholic Charities office. It's open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's a walk-in service, currently closed, but once Catholic Charities office is back open, and their address is 2101 North 4th Street. Then those services are available. I do want to remind people that if we're helping with an auto, whether it's gas, repairs, things like that, we do have to see a current driver's license, a valid registration, and proof of insurance just from liability protection.
Absolutely. Folks who are watching, again, these are some great services. We ask that you help us spread the word about these wonderful resources for our members of our community in need. I know there's no lack of people in need today. And although there are some good federal and state and local supports, that doesn't necessarily reach all of our populations. So this is one that has very much a least restriction to receive the services, and is one that we need to spread the word about. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments section. Kelly, tell me a little bit more about the what you've seen since COVID's begun in terms of like what people have been reaching out for and help. I know obviously the thrift store is closed, a lot of your operations maybe are altered. But in terms of the need that you're seeing from the community, has anything changed at all?
It has. I would say that, just from the get-go, there was no discussion about us closing our helpline or our food pantry, just because this is the time when people need these services the most, we would think. And so we were prepared for, an onslaught there. And surprisingly, the food demand, the first 2 weeks, I think we closed our store on the 17th of March. And those first 2 weeks, we got hit pretty hard for food because we were asking people just to, come to the side door. We would have bags made for you. We'd have them in a cart. Cart's been sanitized. You take it out to your car, load it in the car, and then we get the cart back and re-sanitize it. So there's minimal contact there. We're masked up, and most of the clients that come there are as well. So that the first 2 weeks was pretty intense on the food, and then after that it started dropping off, and so we're kind of back to normal, which is okay. I just want to make sure people are aware that we are available if there's more people out there that need food. And then on the financial assistance, the first quarter of 2020 is probably the highest we've ever spent on assistance. And fortunately, our donors have been really good, and we've had the funding to be able to do that. And surprisingly, the demand for financial requests during the last 6 weeks, I would say, has been about 50% of where we were at, the pace we were at prior to this. So I'm not sure if it's people have got the stimulus checks or unemployment, or they just haven't hit bottom yet to need some help. So we're here if they need us.
That's great. And that's great. And something Kelly and I talked about offline before we went live was just the value in keeping people in housing. And a lot of the efforts that you all are doing are really focused on keeping folks in stabilized housing environments, which is crucial. We talked about the need to get people into housing, but keeping people in housing is the other half of the battle. And so I really appreciate your work on that.
Yeah, we've worked with the city, a lot of the housing initiatives, and what we kind of characterize ourselves as is the people that we're the first to know somebody's going to become homeless because they come to us for help with that rent. And so we were trying to stop it right there and make sure that we could keep people in homes. Sometimes we get people in situations where they get into an apartment, but it's not sustainable because they don't have income.
Right.
And so we might help them once you've got to find a roommate or something to make this work longer term. But especially if there's kids involved, we try very hard to make sure that we can keep the people in the home.
That's great. I'm going to do something really quick with our audience watching from home. Check this out. Let me get this up. Okay, so Flagstaff Resources is the one putting on this discussion right now for all of us. And flagstaffresources.com, if you haven't checked out the website, please do. It's a really great website that just lists the different programs and services in our community by program and service versus by agency. So it's easier to navigate. And it just means that these services are very directly at your fingertips in terms of finding and identifying. And you just click on them when you find one that you're interested in. There's more information here. And we are remodeling our entire website. So stay posted for a more updated version of this website, but it'll be more or less the same structure. We also have these filters here that you can click on and kind of go through, and you can click on COVID-19 and click apply filter at the bottom, or you can go to food and there's housing. There's all these great filters that you can do isolated searches on. But if I were to clear that filter, let's see, I wanted just to show you that you can see all the programs that Kelly and I are talking about by just searching in the search bar, St. Vincent. And then you'll, boom, there it is. Financial assistance, as we've been talking about, right there. There it is. Very easy to find and access. And there's the number we're talking about. There's the address and links to the website and more. And then they have other information here and other programs for you to check out. There's a food pantry that we talked a lot about. And that's another great resource that you should definitely look at. So check out flagstaffresources.com. It's a great resource hub for all the local services. There's also online teen help for youth. If you have a child at home, or if you know someone who's younger that needs help with mental health, well-being, crisis, there's all these engaging programs here that they can call, they can text. There's videos, there's other things that they can just check out. And it's and the mobile version of this is even better than the website, which is really great because a lot of people are using this on their phones these days. But I just wanted to highlight that for the folks watching from home. Are there any questions from people watching? We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes here, but until then, we will keep talking. So,
well, I would say if you have friends that need help, make sure you're referring them too. We do have, we go down as far as Munns Park in terms of where we do a financial assistance, out to parks headed to the west, Donny Park to the north and east there. We actually have a few clients up in Ballet that we help up there. There's really no St. Vincent de Paul up there. And then we're part of what's called District 1 for St. Vincent de Paul. So we have conferences in Williams, Tuba City, Camp Verde, Cottonwood, and Sedona right now. So even if you have people in other locations that you think might need some help, each conference is a little bit different on what services they can offer, but most of them typically have, food pantries and some financial assistance. And they're all kind of in different states of flux because of the COVID pandemic right now, but everybody is operating at some level.
That's great. Yeah. And so in summary, if you need food support, check out the food pantry. They can even deliver food to your house. If you need financial support, whether it be for rent, for your car, for a whole range of topics, really anything under the sun, if you need support, reach out to these folks. Reach out to Kelly and his team. What are the other ones? If you need furniture and furnishing support for your house, definitely reach out to them.
And I would clarify that it's mostly furnishings. The furniture we sell in our store, which is one of our main revenue generators for helping people with financial assistance. But home furnishings, dishes, pots and pans, linens, things like that.
Okay, great. And then what else are we missing?
The Transit Aid Center was for those that are not residents but are stranded. So you see somebody on the street that says they've broke down and need help, give them the information that they can go down to Catholic Charities between 4 and 5 p.m. over there on 4th Street. They're not open right now, but once we're back up and running, that's another resource that you can, you see a lot of people on the side of the street say they're broke down, and we give out gas vouchers, or like I said, do auto repairs, things like that if we can help them.
That's great. Kelly, thank you so much. Any closing words, any words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
You know, it's a lot easier than you think in terms of getting help. A lot of people are kind of afraid that, you know, we need to see all this documentation, and it's really easy. It really is. So I encourage people to at least give us a try, talk to us. We don't always say yes. We have reasons for that. If we feel like it's not a sustainable situation, or you know, we've helped that person and we don't see it being an emergency situation, but we try to help where we can. And I just want to thank the city, Adam, for just, you know, kind of building on this resource to get the word out across the community.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly, so much for all of your hard work and your team's work. I think what you all are doing is incredible and very important in every day of the year, but especially during these periods where we really need help. And so thank you. And we will end this live stream. So folks, reach out to Kelly and his team with the contact information in this description to this video. At your convenience, help us spread the word and take care of each other. Thank you for tuning in.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye.